It's almost like a family feud here today. Nathan Hale head coach Drew Snyder is the former Washington State All-American, Maryland superstar, and pro lacrosse player. He's facing the Garfield Bulldogs, where he played high school lacrosse, and for his rival today, it's Garfield head coach Ryan Kelly. It's the Snyders and the Kellys, and it's coming up next on your Washington State Lacrosse Division II Boys State Championship game, presented by Muscle Milk, right here on the Lacrosse Network. This Division II Washington State High School Championship game is presented by Muscle Milk. Muscle Milk's ready to drink and a delicious protein-enhanced beverage that helps promote work recovery, lean muscle growth, and sustained energy. From the first face-off to the final whistle, every fast break, ground ball, and set play is a battle. Protein helps you win it. Find Muscle Milk at your local convenience store or at the gym. Workout recovery fuel. Give me strength. Good afternoon. Scott Oshman along with the Washington State Hall of Famer Tony Olney, and we're live from Seattle, Washington Memorial Stadium. A great day for this Division II championship game.
Well, you know, this game has been circled on both these teams' calendars since back in February. Due to scheduling and the way the leagues have been assigned, they haven't played each other since last year early. The two best teams in Division II, the two best teams in Seattle, and the one theme about this, Scott, is family. They know each other really well. It all starts with Chris Snyder, the assistant coach at Nathan Hale. He's the dad of Drew Snyder, the head coach at Nathan Hale, and also the dad of Will Snyder, who's playing for his older brother. Then we go next door to Garfield. You have Ryan Kelly out there. Ryan Kelly was one of the first coach at Garfield, and he coached Drew Snyder along with Chris Snyder. You've got Randy Wu, whose son Parker Wu is out playing. Randy Wu has coached half the guys on this field in the middle school program. When I talk to both coaches, they're both very respectful of each other, and both are saying the same thing. If we win, we're going to be happy, but we're going to be sad for the other team.
Like we said in the open, it's family feud here from Memorial State, and this is the first of two championship games. We have the Division II. You see the red, the Raiders from Nathan Hale, and white is Garfield. And a tremendous story, like you said, Tony. Garfield, their second year in a row back here at the big dance. Last year, unfortunately, went down by Snohomish 7-4. I'm sure Kelly's happy to be back.
He sure is, and I think that if we have any advantage in this game, the advantage is going to be with Garfield because they were here last year. Nathan Hale, this is a 20-year program started by Webb Hutchins back in 1993. They're celebrating their anniversary. you know, this is their fourth trip to the championship, and they're 0-3 right now. So the pressure's on Nathan Hale to finally break through and get a victory in a championship game.
Well, let's talk a few minutes, Tony, as they get ready to get this game going, about some keys, some players we want to watch on both sides. Let's start with the Garfield Bulldogs.
Well, you know, Cedric Rhodes, he's everything. And Rhodes, he's an interesting character because last year he was dependent upon to score a lot of goals. So this year, if you look at him, regular season, 30 goals, 33 assists. He's learning to distribute the ball. As they double him, he's going to get rid of it. So look for him to really run all aspects of the offense, both scoring and assisting.
And again, for the other guy on the other side, Nathan Hale, obviously you talked about the Snyder family. Well, it all starts with number 4, Will Snyder, an absolute stat stuffer.
He is, and Will, the offense is going to go through him. He's a classic attackman. He likes to dodge to score, but he'll also dodge to dump it up for the assist. You know, he's playing for his big brother, but there's a big difference in age. I don't think that's an issue.
Here we go, our officials today, Andy Asante, Eric Smith, Sean Upchurch, and Don Steppenbach. And Nathan Hale starts the game off with the possession. That's Parker Wu. Parker take it on the right side, now around. Back over to Schoenfeld. Excuse me, Ben Jors. Around the cage, going to start out probably just feeling it out. Again, Ben Jors, the senior, goes out, and that'll be Nathan Hale ball. Or excuse me, Garfield's ball.
Yeah, and you know, that's the early jitters. It's the early jitters here, and I just see that if you really, I think the key for Garfield, if they can get a couple quick goals here, that's going to put a tremendous amount of pressure on Nathan Hale. These guys have been here before.
Danny Strick, the senior goalie, comes in with 48 saves, having a very good year. I think I've got the jitters myself, Tony, just trying to figure out correct players. That's a shot, a rebound, and it's good. The shot was from Lanning. It was rebounded by Rhodes, and he put it in. 1-0 Bulldogs.
Wow, an outstanding heads-up play by Rhodes. If you look at Andrew McCall is at an 80% save rate for Nathan Hale during the playoffs. He's had a tremendous playoffs. He's not a big guy. He's good down low, but what he did do was he gave up the rebound. Johnny on the spot. Cedric Rhodes is there to pump it home. This is what Garfield wanted to do. Score early, put the pressure on Nathan Hale.
Just inside the first quarter. Happy you're with us. This is the Division II Boys Championship game here on the Lacrosse Network. And again, Nathan Hale gets it. That's Jack McIntyre. Number 7 with the face-off. Now he gets it down behind the cage to Jors. Up over to Haddock. You know a lot about Nathan Hale, Tony. You have some history there yourself.
Oh, yeah. You know, it's a team that I coached with from 94 to 2000. In the tough times, you know. Athletic directors didn't like having you there, but we persevered, and we got a great program going, and the Snyders have just continued to improve it.
Zeke Robinson there with a good takeaway for the guys in white. Garfield, now they'll get another try, already up 1-0 early on. And that was Rhodes again trying to sneak in on the doorstep. Crease violation. Hale will get it back. Settling in. You talked about McCall. What a goalie. He had 196 shots on him during the regular season, still a 63% save just during the year.
Yeah, he's outstanding. You know, he settles the team down, and getting a shot by him low is challenging.
44 now, Riley Johnson, another midi sophomore, having a great season. Another one to watch. He can put it through. Swinging it around the back of the cage. Got Elliott Voss 7 on Jors in the back of the cage. They swing it out front now. This is Riley. Johnson Swings but misses, and that still stays Nathan Hale ball.
And that's Johnson's dodge right there. He's an alley dodger coming down the side with a hard right-hand shot.
45 goals during the year. Sneaks in. It's going to be a call. That was Snyder. I had to look twice, Tony, at Snyder's numbers, just the ground balls alone. 47 just in 3 games in the postseason.
Yeah, his game is really rounded into shape, and you saw him there. He's going to really work Voss. Voss is going to have a long day today if he can't control Snyder.
Around the back now, there's Snyder with the ball. Averaged over 9 goals a game in the postseason, did Snyder. Here's Johnson. Takes a spin and likes what he sees. Evening up Nathan Hale.
Well, I tell you, on that goal right there, Johnson did a fabulous job of using his lefty. He is a right-handed alley dodger. That's something that Garfield wasn't expecting, and I'm certain to tell you that Danny Strick was not expecting him to rotate around and shoot that with his left hand.
Riley Johnson, the sophomore from University Prep High School, evens it all up, 1-1.
And we talk about family. You know, Assistant Coach Wu for Garfield, he coached Johnson in middle school.
So many intertwining stories here. Barry Bishop there for Red on the faceoff. That's Jackson Lanning, number 6, looking up, looking around what's going on, but they're going to give it back to Ben Jors for the Raiders.
Yeah, there's a violation on Garfield on that. A little concerned. Garfield's 0 for 3 on faceoffs now, and a lot of this game is going to be ball control.
Jors behind. Now he slips it over on the top side. The blue line, you can see the box faintly on the field. As he takes a shot, that's Lauder, Marcus Lauder, the sophomore. He wants in the goal fest.
Well, you know, and that's the first thing that's going to stop the jitters. Getting a good hit, getting a ground ball, getting a shot. That'll mellow you out.
Good check right there by Brickman. Number 3 running up the field. Looking for help. Goes over left. Lanning shot wide.
Yeah, outstanding defense by Brickman. Just stood him up and took the ball away.
Charlie Phelps will start it off for Garfield. Now he gets it out top to Reed. Back up now to Jackson Lanning. Jackson heading to Deerfield Academy next year to play lacrosse. A lot of college lacrosse players on this field in this D1 and even more on the D2 game. There's a shot off goal. Again, Jackson Lanning coming in, 58 goals for the season, 9 goals in the post. Quick whistle now. That's going to go out of bounds, but it'll stay Garfield ball. Simoen, 23 with the ball, a freshman.
Yeah, and both these teams are young. There's not a lot of seniors on this field, but the seniors that are here are impactful.
Charlie Phelps with the ball, 29 now, gets over 6, but 6. Lanning drops it. Now he goes in, a great stop by McCall.
McCall is just such a solid goaltender. You know, if he sees the ball, he's going to make the save. And in that case, he got a good look at it.
1-1 tie, 6:23 left to go in the first quarter. McIntyre 7 had it, gives it up to Will. Snyder gets a feel, but goes a little wide. Looked like he just slipped on the stick there. He had an open look. Hale with the ball. Now they get it done, Jack McIntyre. Second goal of the postseason, 2-1. Nathan Hale.
Yeah, and Garfield's looking over the bench right now. There was some serious confusion there. There was a quick restart on that shot, and the Garfield defenders were completely out of position. They were on the goalie's left-hand side of the field. Made it real easy for Sir George to make the assist on that nice goal by McIntyre, putting it home.
Face-offs have been an issue on the early going
There just seems to be some confusion with Garfield. This is the second face-off now where they have a little difficulty getting the right personnel on the field. You saw it down there in the goal.
Who's going to come up with it? Parker tried to get it. Now he's loose again. That's McIntyre, but he's going to give it up to the Bulldogs. And here comes Parker Wu. He'll settle it down with 5:48 left to go. Beautiful day here, June 1st in Seattle, Washington. Old Memorial Stadium, Tony. It's a relic.
Yeah, it's a great venue, space still behind us. They moved the championship to this weekend to get away from Folklife Festival. That always made it kind of hard for the fans. Nice group of people in the stands. And right now, even with my poor eyesight, I see old King 5's Paul Sylvie over there taking in the action.
Always good to have Mr. Sylvie in the house. Does a great job on King 5 and kind of been doing local sports and national sports all over the place here for Seattle for many years.
You know, Sylvie's always been good to lacrosse. I think he really appreciates the game. You know, as a former kicker, you know, he knows sports. You can see what a great game lacrosse is.
Enjoyed watching the national championship game and even the semis. There's a shot by Rhodes. Stopped by McCall. And the ref's right there to say it did not cross the line. Good check on the ride. Hale ends up with it. And there's Jack McIntyre. He'll get it back down to Will Snyder.
In that particular case, the entire ball has got to cross the line for it to be a goal.
Snyder now drawing two. Now he pulls back out up top. That's Haddock with the ball. He spins, looking for an alley, off cage, but backing it up. It's right there. Now back out to Jors.
Looks like Garfield's got their defense organized here. They're switching things up a little bit now with on Snyder. They're going with Jackson, with Elliot Voss.
Top of the box right now. He swings it over to the elbow. McIntyre working hard on Brickman. Nothing there. But Snyder there to back it up. Now he spins inside. He's trying to get some room. No good is the call on the official. Crease violation, Tony.
Yeah, what Will's got to do is he's got to do a better job of setting up his defender. He's just too close to the crease. And anytime they're there, Voss did an outstanding job. You get an attackman in that position, you just shove him right in the crease. And 99 out of 100 times, you're going to get that call.
2 times early on, he has slipped inside right on the doorstep, face to face with Danny Strick and not able to get it to go.
Yeah, real nice defense by Voss.
Back the other way. Garfield. Lost last year 7-4. Want to make it right this year. Over on the far side, Simon Owen. .309 left to go in the first quarter. Out of bounds, it looks like it's going to be Hale ball. Now there's a whistle on the field.
Yeah, we had a horn situation there. We're still subbing, so they did a little quick whistle. You know, the officials are nervous too, you know. It's a big game.
Experienced officials here for this Division II Boys State Championship game. Andy McCall with the ball, 10-2 on the year. Tony talked about what a tremendous goalie he is. Just a sophomore. Big clear, but it's broken up by McIntyre. Now it's getting jacked up on the far side. Here comes Hale. Bishop. Now they get it back.
Outstanding check by Elliot Allen. Outstanding check. Could have saved the goal right there.
Clear it now to Allen. Allen heading to Southwestern University. And there's a call here on the sideline.
Yeah, it looks like Garfield stepped off sides. Just can't make those mistakes in a big game like this.
3-1, Nathan Hale up. Or our official score, has 2-1. Garfield trying to figure it out. They're holding it off right now. Nathan Hale setting up their settled offense. McIntyre, number 7, already has 1 goal today. Gets it over to Haddock. Haddock back to McIntyre. Roll dodge, comes in, swings and looks it in, and that's his 2nd of the day. Now it's 3-1.
You know, talking to the coaches and Nathan Hale, and they say McIntyre, he's the engine of the team. And in a championship game, you get your engine going, you're going to be successful. You know, he's taken every face-off, 4-0 now on face-offs. Nice rollback dodge to the middle there. On a defender, you don't want your man to come across the face of the cage, and that's what happened. Really nice goal.
McIntyre coming in, only 19 goals on the season, not one of their top scorers. Obviously, Will Snyder has that all wrapped up. 94 ground balls off that faceoff, I'd imagine, through the season. One of the top ground ball getters in the league. Garfield now trying to get something going. Montana Reed, number 4, flips it over. Now it's back down to Simoen. Now on the far side, that's Cedric Rhodes. Rhodes, a powerhouse, we told you about him. Now they pull it back out front. Lanning and Rhodes. Rhodes heading to Middlebury. Here's Lanning. Rhodes tries a little step down, goes wide. Saw his frustration after he shot that. There's a shot backed up by Garfield. Lanning turns and stopped.
Yeah, that was
by McCall.
That was an important possession by Garfield. You got to get a better shot than that. Again, McCall, if he sees it, he's going to suck it right up. They're going to keep moving the ball, and the other concern I have for Garfield is you can't be too fine on McCall either. You just got to take shots, but make them good shots.
30 seconds left in the game as it goes out of bounds on the far side. It'll be Bulldog ball.
Helicopter check by Parker Wu.
Wu gets it now to Rhodes. Rhodes trying to make it. He gets a quick double. Now it's on the ground. And Hale, there's a huge top check. That was Elliott Frank.
And that's unfortunate for Frank. You know, he was going for a very legal body check, but with the Hale player Haddock falling down, he ended up hitting him in the head, and the officials just don't have a choice on that. They got to throw the flag on any contact to the head.
Haddock out of your screen right now, running the sideline. Looks like he's okay, the sophomore. And Hale will retain possession. Cooper Woolston out there, number 10. Haven't talked about him. Of course, big story there. Tremendous young man, athlete playing with a prosthetic leg. He's heading to play college lacrosse.
Yeah, heading up to Swarthmore. You know, and no one says no to him. No one says no to him.
And that'll do it for the first quarter. Right now, Nathan Hale in control, but it could have been worse for Garfield. 3-1 in our Division II state championship game. The Washington State High School Lacrosse Championship Division II game is brought to you by Muscle Milk. From the first face-off to the final whistle, every fast break, ground ball, and set play is a battle. Protein helps you win it. Muscle Milk, workout recovery fuel, give me strength. This championship game also brought to you by Wrecking Ball Demolition. Wrecking Ball Demolition offers full building demolitions neater, cleaner, and faster. Wrecking Ball Demolition, demolition with a difference. To learn more, visit wreckingball.demo.com or call 425-339-3111. Let's talk about these players. We kind of highlighted them before. We kind of ran out of time. But there's Will Snyder on the left. The attack, the great attackman, and then we see number 6, Lanning. We've already seen these players. Snyder being shut out so far, but you can see the gaudy stats on either side, Tony.
Yeah, you know, Snyder doesn't have to score goals. You know, as long as he draws a lot of attention, he'll be fine. What I like to see out of Lanning and what we got to do for Garfield to get them going is they got to find a way to get the goaltender McCall moving. Get him moving and take some shots. Going one-on-one, when McCall sees it, you're just not going to score on him. So this might be a critical time in the game right now for Garfield. Is just not going their way in that first quarter.
From Spokane to Seattle and Linden to Camas, high school lacrosse is the fastest growing sport in Washington State. It's now in its 4th decade, and 4,000 student athletes attending 200 schools in Washington State will play high school lacrosse this season. To learn more about high school lacrosse in Washington State, visit WashingtonHSLAX.com. That's WashingtonHSLAX.com. Getting ready now, just the start of the second quarter. Glad you're with us. Scott Oshman joined with the Washington State Hall of Famer Tony Olney. Nathan Hale in the red starting out this quarter.
Yeah, and they've started out man up. When you have possession, you carry possession through the quarter. No face-off.
Swinging around. Up top, no reason to rush. Patience. McIntyre's already got 2. He goes in, Lou, and that's Snyder! And you see the whip, and he buries it. He had 20 goals in 3 games.
Yeah,
and that makes it 4-1, Nathan Hale.
Really well run man up there. You snuck Snyder from behind the goal. Garfield got caught ball watching a little bit there. And Snyder could show good patience on that to get another step to glory. You want to take that extra step to get yourself a better angle.
See if Garfield can get possession here. Lanning out there, but they going to say illegal procedure. McIntyre gets the ball.
Yeah, another violation for Garfield. They got to win some faceoffs.
Tossing around. Johnson back over to Haddock. Now they'll settle. Down low, Funes. Number 20 with the ball. Gets it back over to Jors. Haddock now trying to make a move. He's going to pull it back out. McIntyre's had the hot stick early on here. There's a high pass. Try to bring it down by Johnson. He catches up with it. Back out to Haddock. McIntyre on the left elbow. Gets it down to Snyder. Snyder working his way inside the box. Good save by the Bulldog, Danny Strick.
That's an important save. It's an important save to keep Garfield in this game. They need a nice, lengthy possession here, get everybody settled in.
Big defensive hit in the midfield. Midfield pressure bothering the Bulldogs, Tony.
They're just not moving to the ball.
Hale comes up with it. Bailey loses it. And the Bulldogs dodge a bullet there. They come up with a ball. Far side. Zeke Robinson. Brings it to X, now brings it back. That's Sam Owen. Out to Cole, or Rhodes. Back up top. 9:29 left in the first half. Bulldogs trying to get something going on offense. Haven't quite figured out the puzzle pieces to score on the Nathan Hale defense. Only have one through. There's a pass. It's interrupted cross crease. Great play there by Liam Lawrence, the junior, to break it up, number 9.
Well, that was the idea, to try to get the goalie to move and make a save, but that ball was thrown into a lot of traffic.
Good clear there. Now in the offensive zone, the Raiders back again. Lauder, 14. Back out around the horn, taking their time. 8:33 left to go in the first half. 4-1. The Raiders from Nathan Hale on top. Gets him out, now he puts it in. A little bouncer right on the doorstep. And that's Ben George, the senior.
Yeah, George is a solid kid there. He took a couple of nice hard checks, kept his balance, and actually the defender in trying to check him, he's the one that stumbles. Nice easy layup goal.
Timeout on the field. It's now Nathan Hale 5, Garfield 1. This Washington State Division II Boys High School Championship game is presented by Muscle Milk. Muscle Milk, ready to drink. It's a delicious protein-enhanced beverage that helps promote workout recovery, lean muscle growth, and sustained energy. From the first face-off to the final whistle, every fast break, ground ball, and set play is a battle, and protein helps you win it. Find Muscle Milk at your local convenience or grocery retailer or at the gym. Muscle Milk, workout recovery fuel. Give me strength. Tony, what do the Bulldogs need to do here to close out this first half to get some mojo back on the offensive end?
I think one of the key messages you got to tell your players is play with your legs. We got to start running. Really, Garfield's standing around watching a pretty good lacrosse game right now. They got to get their motor going. They got to start running. 2, got to win some faceoffs. We need to have Jackson Landing step up here, and now I see Parker Woo's into the X. He's going to take the faceoff here. If you look at Nathan Hale, they've got a 5-1 faceoff lead. Well, with a 5-1 deficit, you're going to need the ball to come back.
Parker Woo, again, part of the family story. These two teams interconnected throughout the years. McIntyre and Woo. McIntyre gets it out. Still on the ground. Now nobody knows where it is. They're just batting at the ball. And the shorty comes up with it. Parker Woo.
That was a very important face-off win, and that was good hustle. That's getting the feet moving.
Pass inside, not connected. Far side, loose ball again. Turnover for the Bulldogs.
Yep, they got their feet moving now. Now we got to get our eyes focused on the ball.
Cross-field pass, out of bounds. No way he's going to catch up with that. Garfield's going to get it right back. 7:39 on the clock here in the first half. Garfield going to get another chance to see if they can cut this lead down before halftime.
You know, we've seen it, Scott, at all levels of lacrosse. You know, no lead is really safe until you got 0-0 on there. So Garfield just needs to be relaxed. And you look at Duke in the national championship game, they were down 5-0. No one got panicked. Okay, they just started playing their game. They hustled, they worked hard, and they came back.
Elliott Allen. The long pole coming down. Now he's looking for some help. Gets it over to Lanning. Back out to Rhodes. Now they're settling up. Rhodes looking over to his coaches, seeing what they want to do. Back to Lanning. Lanning and Rhodes, kind of the big powers on this Garfield team. They've got to get hot. Rhodes working. Good check. Tried to be the offensive player there, but didn't work out, and Nathan Hale gets it. Andrew Bailey. Big 15 with a nice play. Back to George right behind the cage. Gets it over to Snyder. Back out top to Haddock. Now, Johnson behind the cage. Snyder working on the corner, getting doubled. Good stick check back to their goalie. Good defense by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, you can quickly double Snyder. That could be really to your advantage there, but you've got to be a quick double.
Reed forward with the ball on the far side, bringing it down, trying to find somebody. He does! He gets it to Charlie Phelps, and he puts it in. Good assist there, and a nice shot by Phelps. Like you said, he got the goalie, the keeper, on his toes.
Yeah, you got McCall to move from one pipe to the other. That's how you're going to get goals. Real nice job, and a good timeout by Nathan Hale right there.
Another timeout. I want to remind everybody this is the Division II Boys State Championship game here in Washington State. Coming up about 45 minutes or so after this game is the Division I title, Bellevue Wolverines in Mercer Island. Tony, a quick preview of that game?
Well, I tell you, probably the two best teams ever assembled in the state are going to be in the history of lacrosse out here, are going to be on the field in about 2 hours. They give me an outstanding game. Several Division I kids, several D3 kids, top caliber coaching. It's going to be a great game.
This Division II Championship Boys Lacrosse game and all season long brought to you by our friends at Wrecking Ball Demolition. Wrecking Ball Demolition offers full building demolitions, neater, cleaner, and faster. Wrecking Ball Demolition, demolition with a difference. To learn more, visit wreckingballDemo.com or call 425-339-3111. Think Fit. Sticks to Schools is a youth fitness program of the Washington Stealth. With Sticks to Schools, Stealth players encourage fitness and healthy lifestyle by introducing lacrosse to your school or youth group. To bring Sticks to Schools to your school or youth group, or learn how your business can support this innovative program, visit stickstoschools.com. That's stickstoschools.com. Just 5:53 left in the first half here, and our first of a doubleheader in this Division II Boys Championship game. Nathan Hale up 5-2. Garfield, that was a huge goal as we watch the face-off. Hale comes up with it. That's Johnson. Bulldogs now have some confidence as they got a nice assisted score. Nathan Hale back to Drew's younger brother, Will Snyder. Again, go through the Snyder family tree again, Tony.
Chris Snyder, the dad, came out here in 1981. I played club lacrosse with him. Came out of Virginia, top assist man in Virginia history till a few years back. Oldest son, Drew, went on to play at Maryland, of course, and now the youngest son, Will, on the field.
And here is Will working around the crease. Gets it back out top. Jors tries to go low to high, but it's stopped by Strick.
Yep. Got to be a better shot than that. You can't throw it in the goalie stick.
Big
watch out.
Hit right there. Jors gets it back. Now it's Haddock. Draws two. Loses footing a little bit. There's a call on the field. That's Max Schoenfeld, the LSM for Garfield.
Yeah, he's coming off the field with his hands up. They're going to get him for a slash, but I think they got it. He came up underneath the chin and might have got it into the neck area there. Again, you got to stay off the head in this day and age of lacrosse. In my day, that would have been a brush. Nowadays, you're going to sit in the penalty box.
Woolston will get the ball right here, as you see. Swings it over. Clock ticking down here in the first half. The Raiders in red holding on to a okay lead, but in lacrosse, as Tony's mentioned, it takes a lot of goals to get comfortable.
It's going to be a real challenge for Garfield. They're locking Snyder, so there's a lot of real estate to cover by the 4 other defenders.
Now they get it down. There's a shot, a bouncer, but looks like it got caught in his stick. That's Funes. Dave Funes goes to University Prep. A lot of these kids on the Nathan Hale team do. Haddock now with the ball. And he turns and fires, but that's off cage.
Yeah, I think we got 9 high schools represented on this field by the 2 teams. And what it is, it's the smaller little private schools that don't have enough to have a lacrosse team. Not enough kids playing.
Game growing in double digits. Haddock tries again. There's a good stick save by Strick.
The save and the ball. Great hustle by Strick.
See him pumping his fist as he comes back into his crease, into his house. Great job by the senior Danny Strick. Garfield with a few minutes here to get some things going. Sam Brickman with the ball tries to get it up. A long clear as you hear the buzzer go off here at the stadium. Officials looking over to the table, inquisitive.
That's a really unfortunate error because the Garfield player should not have stopped running. He should have kept going. He'd have kept that ball, Montana Reed, but now it looks like it's going to go back to Nathan Hale. I think he could have got that before it went out, Scott.
Looks like, yeah, he was right there. It was a long clear. He was kind of the closest one, only one guy to it. Thought he could get there. Big check in the midfield.
Well, you tell your players to, play till you hear the whistle, but, play through the buzzer.
Coming around, gets 2. Loses it, but gets it back, and Will Snyder will take control. That was Calvin Oakenfold, 36, and the Raiders, a freshman, getting some time in here. Again, you said they're very young, and you're right. This is scary. Nathan Hale coming back with a lot of upperclassmen with tremendous experience.
Yeah, you get your second line midfield in there, and a lot of times with the second line in, give it to the attack.
Snyder tiptoes around the crease. He's checked, put down onto his backside. Hale, though, coming up with the loose balls, Tony.
Yep, and that was a nice no call by the officials there. When you come into traffic in the middle, you're going to get tripped, you're going to get slashed. That's just part of the game.
Timeout on the field. They want to talk this one over, see if they can put one through. 2:29 left to go here in this first half. You're watching the Washington State Lacrosse High School Division II Boys Championship game presented by Muscle Milk. Muscle Milk, from the first face-off to the final whistle, every fast break, ground ball, and set play is a battle. Protein helps you win it. Muscle Milk workout recovery fuel. Give me strength. Talk about the growth of the game, Tony. It's growing in double digits, and it's from Spokane now all the way to Seattle, Linden to Camas. It is the fastest growing sport in Washington State. As we said, 4 decades of play, 4,000 students, athletes have attended 200 schools in Washington State, and they're all playing high school lacrosse this season. To learn more about high school lacrosse in Washington State, visit WashingtonHSLAX.com. That's WashingtonHSLAX.com. And what is Mr. Snyder saying to his team there as we see in the huddle?
Well, I think one reason he took that timeout is just to get your second line midfield off the field. They did their job. They played good defense. They got the ball down to the attack. And really, the clock is their ally right now. He just wants them to be patient. If you've watched Nathan Hale throughout the season, they got 6 kids that can score on offense. They move the ball around real well. They can play real patient. Clock is their ally right here. Hold on to the ball till halftime. Get yourself a 4-goal lead. You're going to be feeling really good about yourself.
We were talking before how it's great for Drew Snyder, who again plays for the Denver Outlaws, just flew in today, had a game last night. Pubbed this game, I hear, and his younger brother. Those guys are spending more time now with the age difference than ever before.
Yeah, I think there's 8 or 9 year age difference. And, Drew went away to prep school, then on to 5 years at Maryland. So he's been out of town for a long time.
Nathan Hale setting up. Probably want to try and use as much clock as possible. Now we're just into the 2-minute mark here in the first half. Haddock with the ball. He's going to run around, take a shot. It's wide. You see Strick trying to chase it.
And you see Nathan Hale's really spreading the field out.
There is Will Snyder. I looked at this stat in the postseason, 3 games. 47 ground balls by Will Snyder in 3 games.
Yeah, I think, Hale had the easier draw, but they blew right through it.
There's Johnson with a try. It goes wide. George is there to back it up. 1:29 left to go in the first half. Snyder, good stop by Strick. Coming out is Strick, trying to find somebody, clears it. Back over to Allen. He gets a long toss. And that's going to be picked up by Nathan Hale. Get it back to their great goalie, McCall. Another long clear, going to go out of bounds. Back and forth, and there's a horn.
Yeah, it'll be a timeout, Garfield. Yeah, it looks like they got the timeout in.
Game, Tony, to this point is a little jagged. Back and forth, a lot of turnovers. These goalies, what are they looking to do? Obviously, they want to clear far down in the midfield to get the fast break transition going, but not having a huge amount of success.
Right, and part of your clearing game is just like your man-up game. You want to be patient. You want to make the short, quick passes, move the ball, and make the ball beat the players down the field. Too many mistakes by both teams, by both goaltenders, by some of the long pulls, making too long of passes. Make the shorter, easier pass. You can walk it up the field. I think you got a full 30 seconds to get it in the attacking goal area. It's all day to get it up there. So patience, and that's the message right now, I'm sure, on both coaches' minds.
Well, Ryan Kelly, 12-0 this year, obviously 3-0 in the postseason, his 12th year at Garfield, career 110, 56-0. Been tremendously successful and a big reason that lacrosse has grown so like it has over the last 20, 30 years.
Yeah, he's a real solid coach. He followed me at Washington State, had a nice career at WSU, comes back out here, gives back to the game, and been coaching, sometimes on his own, sometimes with not a lot of support, but he's making it work.
Wind starts to howl up here at Memorial Stadium in downtown Seattle. June 1st, you never know. You could get rain or shine, and it's been a lucky day here as we see more blue than we see gray. And we'll take it.
Yeah, no, this, as usual, a better spring than the last 2, but as usual, if you're not used to being wet, then you're not going to be a lacrosse player this spring in the Pacific Northwest.
Stay with us for halftime. Again, we're a minute out to this first game, and also make sure you stay tuned for the game after this, the Washington State Division I Boys Lacrosse Championship, and that will showcase one of the 2 premier teams in high school boys lacrosse on the West Coast, if not the nation, and some of the best players on the West Coast, if not the nation.
Well, this is a big possession for Garfield.
Rhodes, far out, lets it rip. Goes wide. Garfield, another chance. Rhodes. Now he goes to the left hand, swings another stop by McCall. Bulldogs banging at the door. Lanning now, shakes and bakes. Turns around right, what a stop by McCall.
McCall is solid. The previous save, the toughest save for the goalie, opposite stick on the hip. Outstanding job.
And that's halftime here. It's game 1 here on the Lacrosse Network, our Washington State Division II Boys High School Championship game. Nathan Hale goes into halftime with a 5-2 lead. Stay with us. We're going to have a great halftime show, and we'll be back right after this.
Taking the shot, taking one now, and bringing down Muscle Milk now, and you're on.
Here at halftime at the boys Division II Washington State High School Championship game, Nathan Hale up 5-2. I'm joined now by Kayleen Nichols, the Executive Director of Sports in Schools. This is a fantastic program. Tell us a little bit about what you guys do.
Cut in public schools. With economic, the economy the way it's been, budget cuts are happening, and sports seem to be getting the hardest hit right now.
You do some amazing things. Also, you guys address schools, even the playing field. So there's a lot of schools in socioeconomic, lower economic areas, and you guys do a great job of supporting the infrastructure of those schools and making sure that every kid has the equal chance to get the opportunity of all athletics, right?
Correct. So, for example, we have a local soccer team who wanted every kid that tried out to be able to play on the team, but he didn't have enough uniforms for every kid. So we went out and bought them uniforms. We really want to make sure that if a kid wants to stay after school and play a sport, that they're able to do that, and that there's no financial barrier keeping them from doing that.
And now we heard 2009 the organization started. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Now, we talked off before she got on camera here. She's from Boston, and she's not that familiar with lacrosse. Come on, Kayleen. What's going on?
I grew up in Florida. We're baseball and football down there, so hey, I'm learning, though.
Watch out for Florida on the women's side. Definitely, they've got one of the top teams in the country, one of the newer programs. So you're working in the Washington State area. You're in schools. What's one of the greatest kind of examples in local Seattle school district, maybe, areas where you've really come in and make a big difference?
So, first of all, we have a great partnership with the WIAA. Mike Colbreze over there is a good friend of ours. One of the coolest things we've done is we've helped a local student who, she's a foster kid. She's been in 10 homes in the last 3 years. She made her cheerleading squad. $1,500 they wanted for her to cheer, and she didn't have it. So we ended up helping her out. She was able to cheer, and it's changed her life.
That's huge. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's been really cool to be able to see how athletics has really changed kids' lives.
Hey, I think you learn so many lessons through athletics. I see that in my own kids. You see that all the time. Again, thank you for coming with us here on the Lacrosse Network. Kayleen Nichols, the Executive Director of Sports in Schools. You can check it out at sportsinschools.org, correct?
Correct. Yeah, sportsinschools.org. Check us out.
We're going to teach her a little bit about lacrosse today. We'll be back with more right after this. Nathan Hale leads 5-2 here in the Washington State Division II Boys High School Championship game, brought to you by Muscle Milk. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back. We're ready to start the second half. Nathan Hale with a 5-2 lead, and they're going to come up with the face-off possession as well as Johnson gets it down now to Will Snyder. As the wind picks up here in downtown Seattle on a beautiful June 1st day. Great day for lacrosse. Scott Oshman with Tony Olney. Glad you're with us. You see Johnson out front, now getting around to George. Back to Will Snyder. Will Snyder, one of our key players of the game. One of the top scorers in the state. As he's working. Oh, good call on Elliott Allen there for the Bulldogs in white. And Allen's going to get rewarded. What was the call there, Tony?
Yeah, just shove Snyder into the crease. You know, he's playing it a little too close again to that crease. He's got to give himself a little room.
Bulldogs trying to crawl back here into this one. Some mistakes in the first half. See how the second half treats them.
You know, one thing Garfield's got to do, Cedric Rhodes has got to get going. You know, he's their go-to guy, and he had a frustrating first half. Let's put it bluntly. He did not play that well in the first half, and he needs to come out strong in the second half.
Number 8 in the white is Rhodes. Lanning, also a big weapon, number 6. You see it's behind the cage. Garfield. And there's Lanning with the ball. Gets it back out to Rhodes. Rhodes picks it up. They're defending him far out. That's Andrew Bailey, the junior, 15 on him. They get it back over now to Reed. Montana Reed.
You know, and Hale's done a nice, patient job on defense. You can see where, Garfield's getting a little frustrated. They're just not getting the easy passing lanes. They're not getting the easy dodges. Good job by the entire defensive crew of Nathan Hale.
Bulldogs, Sam Owen, 23, working back behind the cage. There's a good check. No call. He looks up to the official. Hale's got it, but an errant pass. Now it's kicked over to the other side, and the Bulldogs come up with it. Elliott Frank, the recipient of that was a nice kick save across the midfield.
You know, and again, how you get back in this game, you're going to get back in this game, first of all, with your legs. And you just got to get them going and out-hustle Nathan Hale.
Jackson Lanning up top. Gets by one, now way off wide. Liam Owen there to back it up. Sam Owen there to back it up.
Yeah, that shot to hit somebody on the way to the cage. Took a funny hop.
Owen now back over. They get it to one of the leaders. Finds Rhodes. There you go. Cedric Rhodes with his second goal of the day. The senior captain taking Tony Olney's instruction exactly how he wanted you to do it, right?
Yeah, and that's the answer to this game right now. You ride your two horses, your two studs, you're going to ride them, get them going, feeding the ball, making McCall move. That's how you're going to get goals on him. A great start for Garfield. They're hustling now. Now we're within shouting distance of 2 goals. The key is this face-off here. McIntyre's been doing an outstanding job for Hale on the face-offs.
5-3, Wu comes up with it.
Yeah, that's a momentum-saving face-off right there by Wu.
Bulldogs now in business. Cut the lead to 2, just inside the start of the third quarter here at this Division II championship game. Now it's Bulldogs' chance to be a little patient. Loses the ball, Owen, and they lose it. Nathan Hale comes up with it. Great play by Lawrence, but now it's back the other way. We saw this at the end of the first half.
Yeah, Parker Wu, good hustle. I played with his dad, Randy Wu. Randy was always a good runner, good hustler. His mom, Karen Wu, intense, a real good athlete, so he's got a good pedigree out there.
Elliott Frank, 33, with the ball. Looking up, tried to lead his teammate. The ball hits the ground, but picked up again by Rhodes. Rhodes with a snapshot, trying to catch McCall. But McCall would have nothing of it. The great sophomore goalie. Boy, is he a good-looking goalie and just a baby.
Yeah, and he's cat quick out of that goal and backing up those shots.
Great catch in the midfield by Johnson. Johnson now over to Haddock. Haddock steps down, but that'll go wide. Hale there to back it up is Cooper Woolston. Snyder now is going to bring it back up top to Haddock. Thomas Haddock out of University Prep. He'll swing it back around. George, who had a good first half. Snyder with one there late in the first half. Nathan Hale showed patience in the first half. Bulldogs need to step up the defense. George working on the crease. Rocking, but nobody's home. Good defense there. Finds McIntyre cutting to Snyder. But it stays Nathan Hale ball.
Yeah, it looks like Garfield has tightened up their defense here. They're playing, spreading out, pushing out a little bit further on Nathan Hale.
Haddock now getting some business by Brickman, number 3. Putting some pressure on.
Yeah, Nathan Hale's good at lulling you to sleep.
McIntyre off the butt of his stick. Picked up by the Bulldogs. On his horse. Gets it in low, trying to score quickly. They take a shot. It's stopped again by McCall.
If he sees it, he saves it, plain and simple.
Elliott Frank, the senior, trying to get into the score fest. Right back is Nathan Hale. Snyder back around to Jors behind the cage. Bulldog defense able to get back. Now they settle. Snyder looks over at his older brother to get some instruction. Snyder name here in Washington State just means lacrosse, doesn't it?
Sure does. But here's that Nathan Hale patience again, and I like Garfield pushing out a little bit on him.
There's Schneider and Allen been working on it all day long. Allen doing a good job holding him to 1. He averaged 9 the last 3 playoff games. Big check. Now ball pops out, picked up by Hale, and that's Barry Bishop. Back down to Jors. Jors is senior. Snyder working on Allen, looks for a cutter, tries to get it. Good defensive play by the Bulldogs, and here they come. Zeke Robinson down the field. Tries a cross-crease pass, a little skip pass. And they're going to call the foul on Andrew Bailey, and Bulldogs retain possession. Feel like the intensity has picked up a little bit on both sides.
Sure, that's what you had a case where there the ball was deflected. It should be Garfield's, but Garfield went offside, and it's going to go back to Nathan Hale. Boy, you go have 2 great fast breaks, and you come up empty on both fast break. You know, that's going to start wearing on you.
Another call in the midfield. Again, 4:29 left here in the third quarter.
Yeah, a little miscommunication. When you're offsides like that, you don't have to clear the ball. You get the ball at the exit midfield.
Hale with another chance. McIntyre, number 7, had 2 goals in the first half for the Raiders. Ben now working on the, trying to get low. Pulls it back out to McIntyre. Back over to the freshman, 36. Over to Snyder.
Look
Snyder,
for the quick slide. Look for
one-handed.
the quick
Two
slide.
comes. I think he was trying to get it in to Cooper Woolston there cutting, wasn't he?
Sure was, but that's that quick slide.
50-50 ball goes up, and Hale comes up with it. Now it gets back to the goalie. Goalie loses it. And now it's up to Lanning. Lanning draws company very quickly. Now it's Rhodes. Does it again! The old school bouncer. And we've got a 1-goal game.
Nice hat trick from Rhodes, and that's what you want. You want your guys that got you here to come up big. Again, Rhodes had a tough first half. Now he's come back with 2 goals, has the hat trick. Really nice feed in there by Phelps. I'd give him the assist on that. Even though Rhodes made a little bit of a move, he came around the crease with good speed using that lefty.
Cedric Rhodes. 90 points on the season, 46 goals, 44 assists. What a player heading to Middlebury next year. Now you can hear the Garfield fans getting into it. McIntyre able to pinch and pop and get it up himself. Nathan Hale now, you can kind of feel the tension tightening up. This great matchup, Division II Boys State Championship. Scott Oshman along with Tony Olney. Glad you're with us here on the Lacrosse Network. Johnson with a fire, wide.
Now, I still see Nathan Hale being patient. They don't have to push the ball here. They need to play their game, continue being patient, start lulling them asleep.
That was Haddock on that last shot.
But another turnover by Nathan Hale.
And there's Danny Strick, the goalie. Good clear
break.
to Lanning. Coming down the alley, downhill. Can't hold on. Going for those 50-50 GBs. Lots of sticks flying. Now it's to the midfield. Snyder. And he's caught up by Allen. Loses the ball. Allen comes up with it. Allen loses. Dewanded. No call. There is havoc in the midfield here, Tony.
Yeah, what you got there was now they're going to call Garfield. Oh, they got a timeout. They got the timeout in. They were going to get a failure to advance, but Garfield, that was a smart timeout, a possession timeout.
Things are starting to get interesting here. 1-goal game, 1:58 left to go in the third quarter as the guys in white, the Garfield Bulldogs, begin to get some energy. We've been looking for it all day long.
Yeah, and again, it was with their legs. They're hustling now. They're up and down the field. They're hustling for every loose ball, and you saw that going back and forth, back and forth.
This Washington State Boys High School Division II Championship game is presented by Muscle Milk. It's ready to drink. It's delicious protein-enhanced beverage, and it helps promote a workout recovery, lean muscle growth, and sustained energy. From the first face-off to the final whistle, every fast break, ground ball, and set play is a battle. The protein helps you win it. Find Muscle Milk at your local convenience or grocery retailer or at the gym. Muscle Milk, workout, recovery, fuel, give me strength. All year long, and this championship Saturday here in June has been brought to you as well by Wrecking Ball Demolition. Wrecking Ball Demolition offers full building demolitions, just neater, cleaner, and faster. Wrecking Ball Demolition, demolition with a difference. To learn more, visit Wrecking Ball Demolition or wreckingballdemo.com. Call 425-339-3111. Well, it has been a tale of two halves. Nathan Hale came out hot in the first half. Bulldogs looked a little slow, a little anxious, confused. Second half, I don't know what Coach Ryan Kelly had to say at halftime, but it's got these Bulldogs fired up.
Yeah, well, they certainly answered the call here. And, you know, one thing I'll say is that Garfield is a bit battle-tested through the playoffs. Nathan Hale cruised through the playoffs. So has it been too easy for Hale? And having a couple of tough games in the playoffs is that to the benefit to Garfield. The key is you got to play all 4 quarters. Both teams seem to have taken a quarter off. Looking across the way, I see a lot of Nathan Hale alumni over there. You know, it is the 20th anniversary of Nathan Hale Lacrosse. Good to see Coach Webb Hutchins, who started the program, at Nathan Hale over there, many other players.
It is great. Lanning tries to even it up quick out of the timeout. It's wide off goal, but it's recovered by Owen. Owen now double loses the ball. Picked up, though, by a friendly teammate. Here he comes, he shoots, and he scores!
Now, Parker Wu with a fabulous hustle goal. He didn't give up on the play. CIM, he loses the ball over there. Nathan Hale, they're going to play takeaway on him. Inc., who they call. I can't even say his name. He's playing takeaway every time they call him Inc. But the key there was that Wu was over there hustling. He picked it up, and he did a nice job protecting his stick, getting it back into his right hand.
Don't know if we can get a shot of the crowd, but the crowd is jacked up for the Garfield Bulldogs.
Another big face-off here in a 5-5 game.
Tied up. Parker Wu scoring the last goal, gets the face-off. Parker comes down. Now to Owen. Owen getting some steady D over there in the far corner, looking for some help. Back out now to Lanning. Lanning's going to take in the situation. Now he's got one-on-one, skips by him. Bouncer gets up inside the crease, inside the bar, and it is good. All of a sudden, Garfield comes back with their first lead of the day.
Fabulous shot by Lanning, and we've talked all along. If McCall can see it, he's going to save it. But there, no one's going to save that shot. A hard bounce shot that sneaks underneath the crossbar. Tough save for the goaltender. Fabulous shot.
Lanning, one of the captains, a senior, going to Deerfield Academy. Tremendous player. Another face-off. Woo, McIntyre doing battle. And the Bulldogs come up with it. Big trail check by Snyder. And now it's getting heavy hits down there, Tony. Andrew Bailey just running into all kinds of traffic. There's two players on the ground. Bulldogs come up with it. Charlie Phelps, 29, finally calms it down and gets up with it and gets it to Cedric Rhodes.
Yeah, I don't know how much time's left. Garfield needs to get a shot off here.
Under a minute to go in the third quarter. There's a shot, and it's stopped by McCall. And that is the third quarter. But what a third quarter for the Garfield Bulldogs. As you see them, they are fired up, taking a one-goal lead going into the fourth. The Washington State Championship Division II Boys High School Lacrosse game is presented by Muscle Milk. Muscle Milk is ready to drink. It's a delicious protein-enhanced beverage that helps promote workout recovery, lean muscle growth, and sustained energy. From the first face-off to the final whistle, every fast break, ground ball, and set play is a battle. Protein helps you win it. Find Muscle Milk at your local convenience or grocery retailer or at the gym. Muscle Milk Workout Recovery Fuel. Give me strength. From Spokane to Seattle and Linden to Camas, high school lacrosse is the fastest growing sport in Washington State. Now in its 4th decade of play, 4,000 student athletes attending 200 schools in Washington State will play high school lacrosse this season. To find out more, check out WashingtonHSLAX.com. That's WashingtonHSLAX.com. We start the 4th quarter of this Division II Boys Washington State Championship here for 2013. Scott Oshman along with Tony Only. If you just joined us, the Bulldogs were down in the first half, but they've come back as we see Lanning flip it over. Great cross-crease pass, but doesn't get in. Owen, as the wind really starts to howl inside the stadium.
Yeah, they put Lanning back at the X. A nice face-off win. Just wanted to see if that one could land in the back of the cage, but hit the side instead.
Out top now to Montana Reed. Back over to Lanning, Jackson Lanning. Bulldogs had a huge 3rd quarter, now a 1-goal lead. Nice check on the ground. McIntyre for Hale comes up, gets it back to McCall, and McCall will set to clear. Good defensive stand by the Raiders.
Yeah, that'll settle everybody down. They get a nice clear here, and they're going to remain patient. You know, Nathan Hale's all about patience, setting up the right shot.
Haddock gets it over now to Riley Johnson. Johnson looking to make a move, tried to make a pass, bounce. It gets through the first guy, but Jors is there. Ben Jors with his 2nd goal of the day, and Hale ties it up.
Boy, Jors was Johnny on the spot there. They were actually feeding Snyder in the crease. He got carved up in there, but at one hot pass to Jors, and he's 1-0 with the goaltender.
Call
nice
that
layup.
soft hands, right?
Yep. Soft hands and just, being alert, watching the ball. And, nothing wrong with a garbage goal. They all count the same.
Ben Jors, the senior at a university preparatory school here in Seattle, ties this bad boy up 6-6 here. 10:41 left to go in this championship game. Another big face-off. And it's Johnson for Hale, comes up with it. Tries to pass it, but he was out of bounds. Zeke Robinson for Garfield will take it. The big momentum, the big mo has just shifted in this championship game. Hale was fully in control in the first half. Garfield came out, just gave him a blow in the 3rd. Now it's tied up. We'll have a player of the game interview after this conclusion of this first of 2 championship games here. Owen. Now they back it up and get it out top. Brickman gets it to Lanning, now to Rhodes. Rhodes got hot early in the 3rd. Trying to slide. Gets it back to Lanning. It's deflected. Now a chase for the end line. They're going to call it Garfield ball. Great hustle by both players. Andrew Bailey as well for Nathan Hale.
Yeah, I don't know how you make that call. Both guys are diving at the line. Whoever's closest to the ball when it goes out.
Lanning tries to skip pass over to Phelps.
They're going to call that a shot. Garfield's going to keep it.
9:05 left in this Division II championship game. Up top, one-on-one matching. Get it back over to Rhodes. Rhodes fakes it, now keeps it. Trying to make some work on the left side. They're going to get around the carousel. Now back over behind the cage. Phelps and Owen. Rhodes now here on the near side, back up top to Reed. Brickman tries to go, now back over to Reed, flips it around. Rhodes rocking, nothing doing, goes into Owen, nice move. Cannot get, great slide, great defense by Nathan Hale.
Yeah, both teams, you also good offensive series with Garfield moving the ball across the face of the crease, and then Hale playing good help defense.
Again, Owen from his knees gets it out to Rhodes. Rhodes thought about it, but there's a call. Was that a crease violation?
It could have been a crease violation. I'm not sure what that was. Actually, if I look at it, CIM, he was on the ground getting checked. You can't do that, so I'm not sure what that call was.
Big standoff there. All knotted up at 6 here with 8 minutes to go in this game. Nathan Hale now going to give a try. You got to think they got to go to Snyder. Great defense. Big check, and Bulldogs come up with it. Zeke Robinson.
Zeked him.
He did zeke him, but Zeke flied around the wheel there and lost the ball. Now big checks, a lot of collisions here in the midfield. Elliott Frank comes up with it, but there are whistles flying, going everywhere on the field.
Owen got chopped right in the leg there. You know, inadvertent, wasn't it? We were going after the ball, but he got chopped pretty hard. He's not a big guy, you know, and I think he's he could be 15 years old. He's a freshman.
He's getting some big minutes here. Had 15 goals and 13 assists throughout the season. But we'll take a second while they're tending to him. Looks like he's losing a stick.
Yep, took a timeout.
Garfield with a timeout.
Yeah, Will Snyder. I mean, that's just they set it up for him. You know, he's been their hot hand, and Will came through. It's a great goal and a great moment, a great setting.
Will Snyder and the entire Snyder family, and Nathan Hale with a big strike here late in this state championship game. Stay tuned. We're going to have a player of the game, hopefully with the winning coach, and Tony Olney has got to decide here in a few minutes who his player of the game is going to be, and we'll have them up here, so stay with us. We didn't quite know how this was going to go in the first half. Looked like it was kind of woozy there in the first half. Not anything super exciting, and then all of a sudden the turbo kicked in, and it's been a heck of a ride here in the second half.
And you look at Coach Kelly's over there with this offense. I think the key is to get the ball moving, but get the ball to Rhodes, off of a pass. You got to get the ball moving, get McCall moving, and put it in the hand of your best player.
Cedric Rose, the senior captain, heading to Middlebury. Already a hat trick today. 90 points through the season. Again, just like Snyder, 46 goals, 44 assists. Deadly either way. Here we go. Rhodes, stopped by McCall. They went at it quick, and McCall came up. Here's McIntyre. McIntyre's able to run this out.
Oh, critical mistake by McIntyre. You got to keep it in, and he pulled it out of the box.
Bulldogs now with a chance. Brinkman over to Rhodes. Rhodes faced up. Did he get it? Whistle was blowing, and that's time before he got the shot off.
No, they're calling it yet. The referee's right there. There's no goal. They're calling it off the crossbar. I don't know if that goal would have counted because you heard the horn go off. I don't know if it crossed the plane.
Cedric Rose had it right on the doorstep, but the great goalie McCall came right up to meet him. And Nathan Hale with the state championship.
Holy cow, what a game. And, Garfield had it in the hands of their best player. And I don't know. I just don't even know if that shot would have counted. I'm not sure if it would have gone in, if it even would have counted. But a fabulous victory, a fabulous game. Hats off to Garfield for their effort. And Nathan Hale gets to wear the crown.
Unbelievable first of a doubleheader. We're going to do 2 today, Tony. We're done. Check that one off. The first Division II Boys Championship here today. And we're going to take a break, and we'll try and get the player of the game and more right here. You're watching the Washington State High School Championship games on the Lacrosse Network presented by Muscle Milk. Welcome back here. Just finalized an incredible thriller 7-6 win by Nathan Hale. We apologize, all Nathan Hale or Garfield fans of that first game. We lost our feed during the end of the fourth quarter, but good news, after our player of the game here, between games, setting up now for the Division I start, we are going to replay the end of that game. And if you missed it, believe me, you want to see it. It was fantastic. We'll be back right after this with our player of the game in just a moment.
Side around a little bit.
Come around, guys, here. We're looking at that camera over there as I hang out. Again, Jack McIntyre, Will Snyder, big game winner. Huge face-offs all-around game. Tony, excuse me, Jack, how does it feel?
Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. This is all we've been working towards all season. It's unbelievable. I'm frankly in shock right now. It's insane. And this guy, oh my gosh, he's working his tail off. We've all worked our tails off. Man, it was a fight. It was a fight.
Jack, tell me about your game. I mean, you're a guy, you face off, you play defense, you play offense, you get in the scoreboard with an assist, you get a couple goals. To me, you played a complete game in the most important time of your career.
You know, I just do what the team needs. And whatever the team needs, I do it. And I'm just fighting for all of these guys, man. We've worked so hard. Oh my gosh. It's amazing.
Congratulations. Now your teammate Will Snyder, your big brother, able to draw that one up. Tell us what, out of that last time out, what did you draw up, and walk us through that game-winning goal?
Well, to be honest, we didn't really draw up anything. We just went out there and we knew we were going to score. He was pretty confident in us, and confidence is key. So I just went out there, tried to get the switch off Elliot Allen, a great defenseman from Garfield. He's been marking me all game. So I tried to get the switch off him. I ended up getting a LSM, it looked like, and then from that I got a shorty. So I knew that was the time to go.
Yeah, you know, I was telling them as I was watching it, I said, you were just working them back and forth. You got them hung up behind the cage. As soon as you saw the shorty, you didn't pull it out. You went right to the cage. And the Garfield defense, they didn't slide quick enough. You've been having early slides since the second quarter. Yeah. What happened to their defense? What'd you do to get them so confused?
I don't know. I think they were rattled ever since Elliot switched off me, because he's been marking me all game. Everybody else where he was trying to switch him back on, and I just recognized I had a shorty and I pulled the trigger. So it was pretty cool.
Jack, did you think he was going to take that shot? Were you setting up, trying to look for the pass? Again, he's been a giver all season long.
Yeah, you know, I was working around in the crease, but he had a really good matchup, and I knew he could beat him, so I wasn't too worried about him.
Against a tough goalie.
Yeah, this is a significant win in Nathan Hale history. Nathan Hale, in their 20-year history, 0-3 in the championship game, lost a championship game in overtime. Here you pulled out with the one-goal victory. Hale Nation, they can't be any prouder.
Yeah. It feels great. It feels great. There's no words to describe it.
Well, congratulations. Just two of the Nathan Hale now state champions here in Washington State. We'll be back with more. Again, the replay of the last half of the fourth quarter. You don't want to miss it right here on the Washington State High School Boys D2 Championship game presented by Muscle Milk. We'll be back right after this. Hale comes up. Hale comes up with it. Tries to pass it, but he was out of bounds. Zeke Robinson for Garfield will take it. The big momentum, the big mo has just shifted in this championship game. Hale was fully in control in the first half. Garfield came out, just gave him a blow in the third. Now it's tied up. We're going to bring you now the last part of the fourth quarter, which was a dandy conclusion of this first of here we go. Championship
Nathan
games
Hale
here.
in Garfield.
Owen. Now they back it up and get it out top. Brickman gets it to Lanning. Now to Rhodes. Rhodes got hot early in the third. Trying to slide. Gets it back to Lanning. It's deflected. Now a chase for the end line. They're going to call it Garfield ball. Great hustle by both players. Andrew Bailey as well for Nathan Hale.
Yeah, I don't know how you make that call. Both guys are diving at the line. Whoever's closest to the ball when it goes out.
Lanning tries to skip pass over to Phelps.
They're going to call that a shot. Garfield's going to keep it.
9:05 left in this Division II championship game. Up top, one-on-one matching. Get it back over to Rhodes. Rhodes fakes it, now keeps it. Trying to make some work on the left side. They're going to get around the carousel. Now back over behind the cage. Phelps and Owen. Rhodes now here on the near side. Back up top to Reed. Brickman tries to go. Now back over to Reed. Flips it around. Rhodes rocking. Nothing doing. Goes into Owen. Nice move. Cannot get. Great slide. Great defense by Nathan Hale.
Yeah, both teams. Also good offensive series with Garfield moving the ball across the face of the crease, and then Hale playing good help defense.
Again, Owen from his knees gets it out to Rhodes. Rhodes thought about it, but there's a call. Was that a crease violation?
It could have been a crease violation. I'm not sure what that was. Actually, if I look at it, CIM, he was on the ground getting checked. You can't do that, so I'm not sure what that call was.
Big standoff there. All knotted up at 6 here with 8 minutes to go in this game. Nathan Hale now going to give it a try. You got to think they got to go to Snyder. Great defense. Big check, and Bulldogs come up with it. Zeke Robinson.
Zeked him.
He did zeke him, but Zeke flied around the wheel there and lost the ball. Now big checks, a lot of collisions here in the midfield. Elliott Frank comes up with it, but there are whistles flying, going everywhere on the field.
Owen got chopped right in the leg there. You know, inadvertent, wasn't it? We were going after the ball, but he got chopped pretty hard. He's not a big guy, you know, and I think he's he could be 15 years old. He's a freshman.
He's getting some big minutes here. Had 15 goals and 13 assists throughout the season. But we'll take a second while they're tending to him. Looks like he's all right. He gets up as the crowd gives him a hand. 7:35 left. We're all knotted up at 6. Tony, what are the critical things that both teams need to do to pull this out?
Well, it's going to come down to ball control, which we kind of talked about at the beginning of the game. Who's going to take care of the ball? Who's not going to make a mistake? Every official's call is critical. Every pass is critical now. We're getting that time when the game is who can execute is going to win the game.
Now, getting back to our original story of Family Feud for these two teams, it's not really a coaching chess match because each coach knows what they're going to do, right?
Right, and you know, there hasn't been a lot of adjustments made. You know, Garfield is playing a bit more aggressive on the defense. There's been some matchup changes. I mean, every Garfield long pole's been on Snyder. You see things getting mixed up here with Garfield Inc. playing takeaway, but it's all going to come down to execution.
Cedric Rhodes with the ball, the senior captain. Got a hat trick already in this game. Big time season. A little check there. Momentarily out of the stick, but Garfield retains it. Brickman now getting over to Rhodes. Rhodes working his way on the right elbow. McIntyre. There's a shot. It's off goal. Good duel there by Rhodes and McIntyre.
Right. Rhodes did a good job of getting his hands free there for the shot.
Working on the crease, trying to get position. Lanning gets it back out top now to Montana Reed. He flips it over to Brickman. Back to Reed now. 6:23 left to go in the game. Brickman, the sophomore midi, looking over for instruction as there's a substitution on the near side.
You know, with a game like this, if I'm the officiating crew, they got to think about slapping on a stall right here. You know, Garfield's not really generating much offense.
Wu back in the ball game with the ball. Back over to Brickman. They've changed. Now they have Lanning playing behind as Siam Owen went down. Lanning with some room. Trying to find a free alley. Shoots, but tough angle out of bounds. It will stay with Brickman and Garfield.
Yeah, great team defense. You saw Garfield playing good team defense. Now Nathan Hale playing good team defense. Not only does the double team get there, but the third person comes in to take that play that's been left alone.
5:35 left on the clock. Bulldogs. Brickman now to Lanning. Lanning trying to make a move. He shoots and way high. And they're going to call it Nathan Hale ball. I thought for sure Montana Reed had the jump on that.
Yeah, that was hard to tell, and the players got behind the official. You know, he's got to hustle to that end line to help out.
Good defensive possession there for Nathan Hale, but McCall does a long clear. They had trouble with that in the first half. Allen comes up with it for the Bulldogs. Back on the offense is Garfield. Now it's down to Phelps. Charlie Phelps with a big goal on the comeback here in the second half. Now to Rhodes. Rhodes is on Haddock. Haddock checks him. Now he's got a long pole coming over for help. Rhodes kind of tried to half shoot right there. It's picked up by McIntyre, and he finds...
Got a break here.
Thomas Haddock, sophomore, comes down and shoots wide. Got Danny Strick, the Garfield goalie, to move. Big shot from right on the top. But Nathan Hale, with 4:13 left, wants to talk about it and take a timeout. Big possession here, Tony, for Hale.
Well, Hale has certainly weathered the storm, and I got to think again, just like you were saying, they're going to look to Snyder to create, and they're going to look for the double, and then Snyder's got a lot of targets to hit up top. One person we haven't heard from is Woolston. You know, he's going to be hanging around that crease. He's got great hands. If anybody's going to slide off him, he's going to get the ball. McIntyre, you know, George has been having a good game. There's a lot of targets, so Garfield's got to be careful they don't focus all their attention on Snyder.
Snyder comes in with 31 assists, so he has been he treats his teammates very well. So you cannot focus on him because he could be the decoy.
You know, this is not where you're coaching high school kids. 4 minutes to go in a state championship, a tie game. You just don't know. You can look in their eyes, and you just can't tell all the time where they are.
This fantastic game, our D2 Boys High School Washington State Championship game, is presented by Muscle Milk. From the first face-off to the final whistle, every fast break, ground ball, and set play is a battle, and protein helps you win it. Muscle Milk, workout, recovery, fuel, give me strength. As you see, the screen is full of Red Raiders right now. Nathan Hale tied up, 4:13 left on the big board clock. And Snyder and company are drawing something up.
Right, and I think it's been the same thing. It's that patient Nathan Hale offense. They're going to keep moving that ball around, keep being patient with it, wait for you to make the mistake.
First half, they were spreading them out, trying to create those matchups. Backside passes, look for that. Danny Strick has been solid today at goal for Garfield.
Yeah, I think it's smart here. George's going to start with the ball. That's good. You know, let's draw some of the attention off some of the other players. George, he's played a solid game today, 2 goals, 1 assist. Strong kid.
Here we go. Ben George on the very far side of the field. Gets it back out top to Riley Johnson. He's got 1 goal. Now he swings it back around. Now to George.
Yeah, they're in a 1-4-1, so they're really going to spread the field here.
Riley Johnson, just a sophomore. He takes a lick at it. Stop by Strick. Here comes Brickman now for the Bulldogs. Think that's the shot they wanted?
Well, that's a big save, and I don't know what Johnson, you know, looks like he's a good right and left-handed player, but I think I'd rather have that ball in his right hand on that shot. Good save by Strick.
5 goals in the postseason up until today. 1 today as well for the sophomore Riley Johnson for Nathan Hale, but now it's Bulldog time. Lanning over on the far side. He makes a move. Now he's trying to get past the first layer. Over to Brinkman. Rhodes at the X. Turns and shoots, but it's picked up by a teammate. Now loose on the ball, and Hale comes up with it.
Boy, the Garfield offense has been disjointed in this whole fourth quarter, and there it was again. You know, you think you got somebody open on the crease, and he's not open. You just got to hold on the ball and be patient.
Big throw now, McIntyre. Finds an open man. Ben George was right there and just missed it.
Yeah, he's upset with himself. I think he might have had a little more time. He didn't have to quick stick that.
Another big pass through the middle of the lane there. The .223 left.
Yeah, some impatience on Nathan Hale's part there. Boy, George has got to be kicking himself, though. He really, you know, it's easy to say from up here, Scott, but he had a little more time than he thought he did and missed that quick stick.
It was a good pass right to his stick, but it's good. There's a pass that's broken up. Hale with a chance. George now with the ball.
Yeah, ill-advised pass. Long stick to the middle.
Nathan Hale now. Time winding down. We're at 2 minutes to go in this state championship game. 6-6 tie. Everything on the line. Back out to Haddock. Haddock getting defended hard. We got to pull it back up top. George.
Because we're tied, there's no stall here.
Phenomenal game. We thought it would be tight. It is. Couldn't get better high school boys lacrosse for Division II. And with 1:27 left, Nathan Hale, Drew Snyder, and his amazing experienced staff want to talk about it, and that's a timeout. There's a timeout here, 1:27 left. Scott Oshman along with Washington State Hall of Famer Tony Olney. Overtime is sudden death. 4 minutes, as you just said, sudden victory when we were.
Sudden victory. And, you know, I think we've come to the punt time now. I can see Hale holding the ball until it gets down to about 30 seconds left, running their offense. So I'm going to say it right now. I think the next goal wins the game. I just think the way the patience of Nathan Hale, Garfield just has to be, I think they just have to play the same defense they had. Push out a little bit. They don't need to gamble. Have you seen it? Nathan Hale occasionally has been making a mistake. If you get the ball, I say you transition it. Don't call a timeout, coach. Let's see if they can get a fast break. If that fast break fails, breaks down, then you call a timeout. You set up for your last shot of the game.
One thing to note, the board on at the stadium here that the kids can see is at 1:27. However, it's the field table, that clock is the real clock. So if the PA announcer says there's 30 seconds, at some point under a minute, these kids might not know how much time they have.
Yeah, and that's just being really aware. You know, part of it is now, it's tough to be aware, but you got to have field awareness right now.
Both crowds trying to give a little more juice to their teams. As you see the Nathan Hale crowd over there in the stands.
Here we go.
And here it is. Haddock on the near side. He's got Snyder back behind the cage at X. Snyder gets down. He sets McIntyre. A little pick. Snyder trying to go one-on-one. He's got Schoenfeld, number 2 for Garfield on him.
Look for an early slide.
Is he going to go left or right? Now he comes around. Spins. Doesn't like it. Under a minute. Snyder looking to make a move. Find a tiny little avenue he can walk down.
Oh, now he's got a short stick on him.
Brinkman, the sophomore, trying to get the junior. He steps over and scores! Will Snyder! Nathan Hale, 7. Garfield, 6. Seconds to go.
You know, Snyder did a great job. He got the Garfield defense hung up behind the goal. They switched a short stick on him. The one thing you don't want to have happen, and Snyder did not hesitate. As soon as he saw it, he went, and the Garfield slide was slow. That's, again, we talked about awareness. Garfield's defense had to be aware. As soon as that short stick Brickman was on him, he was going to the cage, and they needed to slide earlier. That's a critical mistake at this time of the game.
Drew Snyder, like his brother, like his father, comes up big here in the waning seconds of this state championship game. Brinkman switches on him, the shorty. Schoenfeld, the LSM, the long stick midi on him, and the ball's loose. Hale goes, he's loses a stick.
Yep, took a timeout.
Garfield with a timeout.
Yeah, Will Snyder, I mean, that's just, they set it up for him. You know, he's been their hot hand, and Will came through. It's a great goal and a great moment, a great setting.
Will Snyder and the entire Snyder family, and Nathan Hale with a big strike here late in this state championship game. Stay tuned. We're going to have a player of the game, hopefully with the winning coach, and Tony Olney has got to decide here in a few minutes who his player of the game is going to be, and we'll have them up here, so stay with us. We didn't quite know how this was going to go in the first half. Looked like it was kind of woozy there in the first half. Not anything super exciting, and then all of a sudden the turbo kicked in, and it's been a heck of a ride here in the second half.
And you look at Coach Kelly's over there with this offense. I think the key is, obviously, is to get the ball moving, but get the ball to Rhodes, off of a pass. You got to get the ball moving, get McCall moving, and put it in the hand of your best player.
Cedric Rose, the senior captain, heading to Middlebury. Already a hat trick today. 90 points through the season. Again, just like Snyder, 46 goals, 44 assists. Deadly either way. Here we go. Rhodes, stopped by McCall. They went at it quick, and McCall came up. Here's McIntyre. McIntyre's able to run this out.
Oh, critical mistake by McIntyre. You got to keep it in, and he pulled it out of the box.
Bulldogs now with a chance. Brinkman over to Rhodes. Rhodes faced up. Did he get it? Whistle was blowing, and that's time before he got the shot off.
No, they're calling it yet. The referee's right there. There's no goal. They're calling it off the crossbar. I don't know if that goal would have counted because you heard the horn go off. I don't know if it crossed the plane.
Cedric Rose had it right on the doorstep, but the great goalie McCall came right up to meet him. And Nathan Hale with the state championship.
Holy cow, what a game. And, Garfield had it in the hands of their best player. And I don't know. I just don't even know if that shot would have counted. I'm not sure if it would have gone in, if it even would have counted. But a fabulous victory, a fabulous game. Hats off to Garfield for their effort. And Nathan Hale gets to wear the crown.
Unbelievable first of a doubleheader. We're going to do 2 today, Tony. We're done. Check that one off. The first Division II boys championship here today. And we're going to take a break, and we'll try and get the player of the game and more right here. You're watching the Washington State High School Championship games on the Lacrosse Network presented by Muscle Milk.